for improvement in your line?
Yeah, I have. I mean, the thing that's been really impressive to me, and it always renews my motivation, is how resilient these guys are. I want to call them kids, but they're in that stage right now where they're trying to figure out how to handle all of this. And there's a lot of teachable moments, and I've seen a lot of guys on this football team respond and continue to grind. You know, when you go out at practice and things aren't going good, football is not a game where you just get to go shoot layups. I mean, you got to go out and roll up your sleeves and play hard. And I've seen a lot of guys on this team that have made a conscious decision to make themselves better. And man, that's a motivation from a coaching standpoint. It gets you in there and makes you want to keep working hard.
I'm sure you see things in practice and that are encouraging, and then something happens on the field, you ever like just slap yourself in the forehead and say, what the hell's going on?
There are a lot of moments like that, but I would tell you that there's moments like that in good seasons too. It's 11 guys out there, and they've got a lot to do in a short amount of time. But our job is to execute and to minimize the mistakes and increase the execution. And that's our goal. That's our battle, and that's what we continually challenge our players with. And we've got guys that have accepted that challenge. We just have to have everybody in that boat. But certainly, there's been a lot of things that you can shake your head about, and it makes you want to have to stay focused and keep working hard.
When you're having a struggling season, is it a little more difficult to challenge some of your guys, in concern that they might shrug their head a little bit more? Or?
Well, I told them this in the summer and at the start of the season about committing to a football season. What you find out is that the least committed people in the program are the first ones to go sideways. The most committed guys stay in there and keep battling. And so that's why it's so important in the summer and through the fall and through what we've been doing to make sure that commitment level is where it is. And that's the thing we're seeing right now is, you at practice and you watch guys and they're practicing hard and they're into it and their energy level's there. And I think it's because they've made an investment in the team. And we're just continuing to grind to try and make it better.
What did you see from Caleb Chandler that made you give him the shot on Saturday?
He has continually gone out and just worked hard to put himself in the right position, to have a great attitude, and to keep working with energy and effort. And he's got talent. He's got great athletic ability. Who knows when's the right time? And I'm not sure who decided that Clemson was the right time, but I guess that falls on me and Coach Petrino. But he really responded, and I was so impressed with what he was able to do. Just was not overwhelmed by the moment. Stayed involved and stayed. I've seen guys get in those environments and get those real big eyes, and when I'm talking to them, they're staring right through me. And he was focused and dialed in, and I thought he did a really good job. I was really proud of him.
What do you make of the two guys who decided to transfer? Is that going to have an effect on the rest of the team, or are those individual decisions?
Right now, all of our guys are trying to lock arms and pull close together, and I already mentioned that the least committed guys end up falling by the wayside at times. But the core of this team, I think adversity pulls you closer together, and that's what we're seeing is guys that are trying to pull together. They're trying to figure out how to manage our situation. And there's a lot of guys on this team that you look at and you go, wow, that kid's got character, he's got toughness, he's got what it takes. And we need more of those guys, but there's individuals on this team that are holding things together, and certainly from a coaching standpoint, we're fostering that attitude and trying to bring that along. But it really keeps you motivated when you watch guys with so much adversity stand up and say, come on, let's keep making a difference. Let's try to pull together. And that's what we're seeing.
Have you noticed guys, in your group, I guess in the offensive line group, come to you or to their teammates to kind of send that message like, hey, I know we're struggling, but let's push forward?
I think that comes from the top all the way down.
Yeah.
I mean, we know the right message to pass on to the guys that are the communicators on the team. But certainly, these are times that these guys haven't dealt with. You know, this is a winning program, a proud program, a program that hasn't had to deal with a season like this. And so it's a new area for some guys, and certainly it's a time for all of us to lock arms and pull together.
Obviously, you got Syracuse coming up, and they're having a pretty good year. One of the things, defensively that they really stand out is their takeaways. Has that been a point of emphasis to the offense this week? And
Certainly, and I don't know any more this week than any other week.
Yeah.
That's always an issue that you have to have your handle on, and that's the huge momentum changer in a game is turnovers, and so certainly that's something we're going to have to protect the ball, protect field position, make their offense go a long way, and execute well enough that we can score points and take advantage of our opportunities. But I would say that's a constant for us week in and week out. Certainly Syracuse has done a good job, and that's what's elevated their success this year is they've done a great job with takeaways. But if we can go out and can execute and do things the way that I've seen us do it in practice, I've seen us do it at times during the game. We've had long drives, we've converted. I feel good about how we've prepared.
does it leave your head scratching? You mentioned the long drives. Obviously, you had that really good one at Clemson that ended in a field goal, and I think the next drive they came out a couple a couple penalties and then turnovers. Does that leave you scratching your head for how they can go from looking so well to looking so bad?
I think it's football. I think you're playing against a pretty decent opponent, and so what happens in those kind of games when you do make a mistake, it's accentuated. It gets pushed larger than it really is because it's hard to overcome, more difficult to overcome. And certainly we created some issues for ourselves that made it harder. And that, to me, that's kind of been what's kept us from really excelling offensively is what we've done to ourselves. We put ourselves in some lost yardage situations or created some turnovers, and that's not good offense. So we have to eliminate those lost yardage plays, keep the momentum going. We know we can drive the football on anyone as long as we can stay on schedule and do things the way that we have to execute.
All right, Coach.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.